Alright, wanted to do a quick video for brake caliper painting for my 2004 Corvette C5 base model. Right here, this is one of the pieces to the caliper that I actually pulled off. It's the, I guess, the floating assembly that holds both of the pads in place. Your metal guide clips would go right here and then over there, and then these actually screw to the caliper itself. Sorry, I do not know what everything is called, and my workbench is a mess, so I apologize. So this piece right here, I actually have a little small Harbor Freight media blast cabinet that I was able to clean this up with, and then obviously take it off, put it on the bench, and clean everything up really nice to get it painted, you know, hang it up from a, you know, hanger through one of the holes and slots here. You see it's probably sticking a little bit because the paint is actually still maybe just barely wet, but the finish on it is not too bad. I actually did a high temp paint. It's not a caliper paint, I believe it's like an engine paint, just whatever you would get from Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone, or place like that, as well as a clear. It's actually 2 coats of the red, actually probably more like 3. One just a base coat, and then 2 heavier coats with 2 coats of clear to give it a nice shine. It doesn't shine very well without the clear coat, and hopefully the clear coat will keep it a little bit better looking. So it's just this right here, VHT caliper paint. This stuff right here, and then gloss clear enamel. Now I know the temperature ratings on it are different. I really don't know how that's going to affect things, being as the clear isn't as high temp as the caliper paint, but it was the color that I wanted and that I thought looked the best. So over here I've got my caliper just kind of hanging down here, hanging out for a minute. I'm not disconnecting anything from the actual brake lines, and the rotors I'm replacing because I just got the car and they have a little bit of wobble in them from sitting for an extended period of time. There's probably some pad marks from where it sat with the pad in one spot for too long, and get a little bit of a pulsation from the brakes when you're going down the highway and you stomp on it. I actually jacked the car up from the lifting point here, and I didn't use any pucks or anything like that. My little again, Harbor Freight jack seems to do the trick, and then you can see I have another little Harbor Freight jack stand underneath the support for the front spring, the front leaf. So what I'll do with this caliper is essentially what I'll show you is done with the other side, and that's, you know, cover this rotor and everything up here with a blanket, and then tape some newspaper and stuff in the back to keep any of the spray from getting on the inside of the fender, and then on any of the upper A-arm, lower control arm, upper control arm, lower control arm, whatever, right there. And then actually tape up around the lip of the car with some newspaper, go around the outside, so that way I don't get any overspray there. I've done it to the other rear wheels, and I've done it to the front passenger side wheel. So this is essentially a finished product. I don't have any white inlay for the Corvette. I figured I might try putting some maybe some white paint on it, just some touch-up paint or something like that, and see how well it holds onto it. Kind of don't want to because I'm just afraid it might chip off or flake off and not really look as good. New pads, and like I said, new rotor. So you can see the rotor's got a nice little whatever they call it, specialized black coating to help prevent rust. The rotors are directional, so each rotor has its own part number for each side of the car. And like I said, I did all this, you know, with it on. And you can tell, I mean, there's no red overspray or anything like that. I've looked at it. It looks okay. You know, just dust and dirt for the most part right now. It's just dirty. But did seem to work out pretty well. I don't know how well they'll hold up. I probably won't drive the car enough to even be able to tell you. This car will probably not see more than 6,000 miles in the time that I have it, because I usually just never keep anything around that long. But compared to the way that they looked originally from stock, just being that funky looking gray, they look a lot better. These are the rears, so you can kind of see what the rears look like just with the base model and then the 5 spokes. So it cleans it up a lot. It actually looks a lot better. I know the C5s come with red calipers, but I did not want to spend the money for a brand new set of calipers that I would have to then change out, bleed, vent, and all that good stuff, you know, and not have a clue how they're going to work out. So that'll kind of give you an idea as to what needs to be done. Sorry if I'm not really showing anything, you know, in terms of the prep work, but I mean, honestly, just a brass bristle brush, some Scotch-Brite, maybe a little sandpaper to file, you know, sand down some of the rough edges on the caliper. I'm not being too picky about it, you know, cleaning everything up with brake cleaner and then gum cutter or some sort of carb cleaner, and then final wiping down everything with, you know, an actual microfiber towel and some prep spray, and then just letting her rip. So that's pretty much it.